ist wie bei den ganzen Netflix-Dokumentationen. Die gehen immer so los, so ein Stuhl, so ein bisschen beleuchtet. Und dann kommt da so einer angelaufen und setzt sich da drauf.
Okay, Superstar.
I'm actually filming a documentary right now.
Einfach Adrenalin, das extrem kickt.
Oh God, when I hear World Cup, it's the biggest event, the biggest stage.
It's a dream.
Just excitement. It's been a tough journey, what with the injury, the comeback and the contract extension issue. Yeah, it hasn't been easy. Especially mentally.
It still feels a bit surreal to me.
How can you not understand?
Yeah, it's been a roller coaster.
Best coffee you had, yeah?
It's been a very difficult season.
Lack of consistency, injuries here and there.
It was definitely a shock.
A demonstration of power.
And a season in which I've experienced a lot.
Can I do this?
Oh, and in! Schlotterbeck!
This is horrible.
Yeah, that was probably the worst possible start to a World Cup year. Ups and downs, setbacks.
Obviously, it's annoying. What can I say? I'm a bit older and a bit more mature now.
Mein Weg.
My career meant I never imagined I'd end up playing for Germany.
Da bin ich. Grüß euch. Wo ist der Kurze?
No tour makers.
Wird schon immer mal so eine Klappe.
Ja, siehst du mal.
Klappe die erste.
David Raum chipped in with the left. Oh, brilliant!
And it's Doan, still going. Doan!
Big moment this for Jackson Irvine on the road to full recovery.
Tillman's there! Is Tillman there? Yes, he is!
And the challenge from Schlotterbeck is inch perfect.
Smoking rooms, wherever you are. It's just about closing time.
Yeah, I think Flachau in Austria was the perfect place to kind of start this journey. I think especially going through a rehab process, it was nice to have that air and a bit of space. My name is Jackson Irvine, midfielder for FC St. Pauli and the Australian national team. So my injury was a navicular stress fracture in my foot, which had to be stabilized with a surgery. I'm like a Labrador. I see a ball and I'm like... In Flachau in pre-season, I was around week 12 or 13, so I think I was just coming back into light jogging.
I see Jackson Irvine as a guy who says what he thinks. He's clear, a communicator within the team. He has a grasp of the changing room. I speak with nothing but admiration for the fact that he's part of this club, part of the team, and an extremely important pillar for me as well.
It's the best I've felt by a mile. The joint and the plantar fascia, like, way better than the last 2 days. Way better.
Es ist schon eine verdammt lange Zeit, die Dzeko da jetzt durchbeißen musste.
Jacko's had to grin and bear it for a seriously long time. I think he definitely would have liked to be closer to the team at the time.
Natürlich noch näher an der Mannschaft dran zu sein.
Sometimes it's tough to watch from close, but also kind of when we came to this camp, that was like my mentality was that I'd worked kind of really hard to get into a certain point in my progress where I could even come here. Yeah, of course it's really difficult, you know, when you spend that time together, the mornings, the conversations, and then obviously having to split off and go into a separate group and do your own thing.
We knew he'd be able to do no or very little training with the team, but mostly have to work on his own.
Individuell dann auch arbeiten.
Yeah, training in the gym during a rehab is that's probably the most mentally challenging part, and physically challenging as well. I'm not renowned, as most of my teammates will tell you, for my presence in the gym.
Yeah, okay. Minimal more.
Yeah.
It was a bit too light.
Yeah. A lot's changed for me in the last year. I've probably spent more time there than I ever have before in my career, and I learnt a lot about my body going through this process. I've probably never been tested like I have been in the last 12 months in terms of my body, my mentality, everything that I've had to put in place to have the opportunity to play in this upcoming World Cup.
I obviously understand it isn't easy, but you need to see the overall picture. I also started the season injured, but knew I'd come back and perform because we footballers are all confident in ourselves.
Ja, alle von uns überzeugt sind. Hallo, hier ist Nico Schlotterbeck.
I'm Nico Schlotterbeck, Germany international and Borussia Dortmund player.
Von Borussia Dortmund.
When I got back on the pitch with the team, the rhythm was different because we play a team sport, and it makes all the difference whether you've been training on your own for 6 months or whether you're back with the team, able to crack jokes in training and enjoy the football. That's why it was such a special moment.
Sehr speziell.
I didn't worry that I wouldn't come back as I was before, because I'm simply convinced of my quality. Right from the start of my rehab, I saw it as an opportunity to have a summer break for the first time in, 5 years. A break where I could work, where I wasn't just switching off for a couple of weeks and then heading back into training, but where I could take a look at the whole picture. That's why I viewed the injury critically for the first few days, but after that, I saw it as an opportunity to get even better.
Noch besser zu werden.
3, 4. Jetzt raus, sehr gut.
I decided a few weeks before that I'd take part in this training session, and it was clear to me that I wanted to be ready against Wolfsburg. I was keen for it to be a home game. Wolfsburg was just the perfect fit, so the plan was clear.
Deswegen war der Plan klar.
Welcome everyone to the Signal Iduna Park that the Borussia Dortmund fans come to worship.
Familie war da.
My family was there because I knew that would be the day I'd play again. Then you walk out onto the pitch and the fans even chant your name before the match.
Sogar der Name vom Spiel. Was mich auch sehr berührt.
That really moved me. It's just adrenaline that gives you such a kick after 6 months out.
Wieder nach 6 Monaten. It's
different when you're playing every week, compared to when you haven't had that adrenaline rush for 6 months. That's why the game didn't feel tiring at all. You're constantly running at full throttle. It was just so much fun. That was the first time in what felt like nearly 3.5 years that I've been in Dortmund and the South Stand chanted my name. It was absolutely special. There you are with over 25,000 people on their feet chanting your name. And that's when you just realise how much you've done right since joining the club. And the fact that the fans recognised that made me incredibly happy.
Wie blickst du auf euren Saisonstart? Wie fandest du, seid ihr reingekommen?
Sehr gut.
Very good. We won the cup game against Essen. After that came that really frustrating draw at St. Pauli. And then we won 4 in a row.
4-mal gewonnen.
Girassi, 1-0. Tanja Svensson. And it's 4 successive Bundesliga victories for Borussia Dortmund.
Starting a season like that really makes a huge difference. This year, right from the start, we weren't playing catch-up too much. We hadn't done that the previous 3 years. That's why the start of the season was so good.
This is what you call a demonstration of power. Bayern 6, Leipzig 0.
The first match was a real negative, but that's all part of the game. And I think it gave us a bit of a wake-up call.
Baumgartner, brilliant!
David Raum chipped in with the left. Oh, brilliant!
I think we have one of the best starts to a season in the club's history, or so I heard. We've got a new coach. The team has been completely restructured, and I've taken on a new role.
Hi, ich bin David.
Hi, I'm David Raum. I play for RB Leipzig, where I'm also captain, and I play for Germany as well.
Das ist so der tägliche Weg zum Training raus. Hier sind die Schuhe noch vom Spiel. Da muss ich zum Beispiel meine jetzt, wenn ich sie denn finde. Ja, hier. Sind nicht die saubersten, aber ich mag meine Schuhe auch nie ganz sauber. Die müssen so ein bisschen dreckig sein. So, dass sie auch zu mir passen. Guter Spruch, wirklich.
That was a good one, actually. I'd completely forgotten about it. It just popped into my head, and it's actually quite true. Yeah, I'm not perfect. I've got my rough edges, so my boots shouldn't be too perfect either. They shouldn't shine. It suits me quite well.
Deswegen passt das ganz gut zu mir, glaube ich. Hier, das musst du wissen. Eselslaut. 3 Buchstaben. Hä? Das ist eine Frage für einen 3-Jährigen. I-A-H, hätte ich jetzt gesagt. Ja. Der verrückte Kimmich.
It's all down to that madman Kimmich that I've started doing crosswords now. He'd do crosswords all the time with the national team, and at some point I sat down next to him and got hooked.
Dann hat's mich gepackt. Das ist wieder sowas, das passt gar nicht zu mir, ne? Das wird mir keiner zuordnen, Kreuzworträtsel. Genauso wie Golf spielen. Das sind ja die Vorurteile wahrscheinlich. Ich glaube, so ein Kreuzwort.
I think a crossword, especially when you try to solve it together, is actually something a bit different, and it brings people together. I'm a big fan of open spaces like the physio room, where lots of people are in one room at the same time, where you can connect and have a laugh. That's what defines me. I'm always connecting with people.
Ich immer am Connecten bin. Physios haben auch ein Bild hier hängen von ihrem Lieblingsspieler an der Wand hinten. Ich habe sie ihnen unterschrieben auch, die wollten es unbedingt unterschrieben haben. Herr Balli hat sich auch um mich gekümmert, während ich verletzt war letztes Jahr. Ja, meine Syndesmose.
My ankle injury. Oh, a bad one.
Sehr, sehr unglücklich. Für mich auch
it upset me.
Gewesen. Ich war trotzdem sehr ärgerlich.
I was still very ambitious though. I wanted to come back as quickly as possible. I wanted to be the one who returned to the pitch the quickest after a ligament injury. That was my goal the first day after the operation. Such a silly goal when I think about it sensibly now.
Ich drüber nachdenken.
Ich glaube, das ist David. Ja, als sehr ehrgeiziger Spieler schon klar am Anfang sehr viel gepusht hat, wollte schnell zurück, wollte schnell der Mannschaft wieder helfen. Aber ja, wir müssen dann gucken, dass wir ihn entsprechend ein bisschen bremsen, dass wir die Schritte nacheinander gehen.
Balli natürlich jeden Tag.
Balli had to spend every day with me. The whole rehab team had to put up with me, even on my grumpy days. My wife at home didn't just look after me in general. She took care of me both physically and emotionally. With crutches, with nursing care, with ice packs, with changing dressings. She shuttled me about on crutches, so I couldn't possibly let anything get to me at home because I would have felt sorry for her, given everything she did for me. I've had that experience now, and hopefully there won't be any further injuries. But I certainly have a different perspective and a different mindset now. Should it ever happen again?
Mindset jetzt sollte es wieder dazu kommen.
Hier sind so ein paar Steine. Ja, ist doch alles stabil hier. Ah. Tja. Es klappt nicht so, wie es will.
Hallo, ich bin Malik
Hello,
Tillman.
I'm Malik Tillman, a player for Bayer Leverkusen and the US national team.
Bei der US-amerikanischen Nationalmannschaft.
Ach, come on.
Ja, das Steine werfen.
I think every child used to throw stones. I haven't done it quite as often since then.
Nicht mehr ganz so oft gemacht.
Nächstes Jahr im Sommer, wenn wir nochmal hier hingehen, dann...
Oder an der Isar klappt es auch besser.
Ja, die Isar.
I just know the Isar a bit better than the Rhine. I was born in Nuremberg, but I moved to Munich when I was 13. And I've been here since July 2025, last summer.
Seit letztem Sommer.
Also die erste Zeit im Hotel war noch ein bisschen hart, sag ich mal. Aber mittlerweile fühle ich mich hier auch sehr wohl.
Before that, I spent 2 years in Eindhoven, 1 year before that in Glasgow, and 7 or 8 years at Bayern before that.
Bei Bayern.
Ja, ich hatte noch eine kleine Rechnung offen mit der Bundesliga.
Malik Tillman has just come on for his Bundesliga debut.
Ich hatte auch schon ein paar kurze Einsätze bei Bayern, aber jetzt nicht das, was ich mir erhofft habe, als ich ein kleines Kind war. Deswegen ist es für mich jetzt auch schon ein Traum, der in Erfüllung gegangen ist.
Malik ist ruhiger.
Malik is a quiet, definitely introverted kind of person who tends to observe things first. With him, it always takes a bit longer to break the ice.
Natürliche Distanz zu überwinden.
Danke.
Hi.
Hi. Dankeschön.
Gerne, ja.
Dass ich heute Geburtstag habe.
Ja, alles Gute.
Danke.
Tschüss. Ciao.
Ich kenne ihn schon seit
I've known about him since the under-17 or under-18 level. We were keeping an eye on him back then. We really wanted to sign him because he's such a well-rounded player. Not only is he a good footballer, dangerous in front of goal with a good finish, capable of providing assists and a very accurate passer, but he also brings a physical presence to the table.
I was really excited about everything here. Obviously, there'd been quite a big shake-up here with lots of new players. The club's most expensive signing is obviously special. The number 10 is generally a highly sought-after number in football, and obviously Flo Wirtz was a very good predecessor here.
This is Wirtz. Wirtz is going to run out of rhythm again. No, he's covered it past Manuel Neuer. Wirtz on the move for Leverkusen. Oh my goodness, what great footwork. And that's a marvellous goal.
Jeder Spieler.
Every player hopes when they join a new club that everything will just click straight away. But we've seen with his predecessor, who's now at Liverpool, that it's not always a given that everything will work out and fall into place straight away. And I think it's important to deal with that, for Malik too, by taking realistic steps in his integration and giving him a bit of time.
Integration und sich auch ein bisschen Zeit zu geben.
The shot does come in, and that is a superb goal. This is not going to plan for Leverkusen. Still it's alive. Leaning off the bar. Koulibaly!
Yeah, it's embarrassing. Yeah, the way we concede those 2 goals is just embarrassing.
The Erik ten Hag era at Bayer Leverkusen was ended in record time.
The start to the season wasn't easy. The coach was sacked after 2 league games. But for me too, there were plenty of ups and downs, not much consistency, and the odd injury here and there, which isn't easy.
We arrived here in Leipzig this summer as a new coaching team and found a very good squad, but also one that was in a state of transition, where we wanted to make a lot of changes to the squad. We chose David as captain this summer after pre-season because he really demonstrated that energy and those communication skills in the weeks leading up to it.
Auch in den Wochen vorher total gezeigt hat.
Hey, we explain in 7 languages, how can you not understand? Tony, I love those shoes, but they're hurting, eh? It's always with beautiful shoes, bro. They always hurt. Hey, das ist ein Gedicht, der Ball. Da will ich was hören.
Communication is important to me. I think communication is such a great asset that we have, no matter how, even with gestures, because language might be a barrier. But even so, I always try to make sure the atmosphere on the pitch is right. I don't know what you picked up from what I was saying. At some point, I even forgot I was mic'd up.
Vergessen, dass ich verkabelt bin.
Hä? Wir haben doch schon gewechselt. Vorne. Ah, da war ein Error in deinem System, Brudi.
I think when you see him as an opponent, how shall I put this? You really do sometimes get the feeling that he's a bit of a jerk. And obviously you don't get that feeling when you're working with him. He's just a really entertaining, decent guy.
Ist einfach ein guter Typ.
Komm mit drauf, let's go.
Ja, brutales Bild. Was geht?
Meine Mannschaft ist meine
My team is my family. everyone here at the club. I see them more often than my own family, so I make sure I look after everyone properly and include everyone.
Jeden mit einbeziehen.
Okay, ich würde jetzt reingehen, wenn es okay ist, würde ich. Aber ich muss erst klingeln, ich habe... Danke. Yes. I like the city, really, because when I go city, like cafe, like store, almost all know me and they really nice to me. Sometimes when I order the espresso, they say like, no, free for you, like you can take whatever you want. You know, they give me the free, like cappuccino, espresso sometimes. So it's really like nice feelings, you know.
I'm Lit Doan. I play for Eintracht Frankfurt and Japan.
I think the Frankfurt and the city style, like very similar, like where I born in Osaka, honestly.
I was born in Amagasaki, near Osaka. People there are all about feelings. I always saw that with my parents. I see those similarities with Frankfurt. I thought that after the first few months. And now, after almost a year, I see even more similarities.
It's Doan, twisting and turning, still going, Doan!
I started very well. I had a good connection with coach Dino Topmüller, who brought me here. Things were going very well at the start. I told my teammates I was looking for somewhere to live. Then Kevin Trapp, the captain, told me there's a chance he'd be leaving. And he asked if I wanted to look at his apartment. We had a coffee and a chat for an hour, and that's how I ended up moving into his apartment.
Yeah, after training, when I like today, when I came back, I always eat lunch, dinner from my chef, individual cook guy.
It's udon. This is Japanese noodle and it's oyakodon. It's chicken with egg.
I've been working with him for many years, since I was in Eindhoven. We spend a lot of time together. What I appreciate most about him is that he knows how I'm doing. When I'm not good, he leaves me alone. When I'm feeling good, we talk and have fun together.
It's good.
Don't say like I'm rude because like I eat with like sounds, you know? European people cannot eat pasta with like this, but Japanese it's normal. Yeah. Okay? Can I do this?
Of course.
Okay. Thank you.
It's normal in Japan. When I first came to Europe and did that, people looked at me strangely. In Japan, we slurp hot soup or noodles.
Every football player, Japanese football player, especially national team, before the game, match me, read this.
He normally adjusts things to my weight and my condition. We check the numbers every week. But he overdid it that day.
I can't eat all. Can't eat all. Normally I don't make like this, yeah? Today he wanted to show to the camera.
He was motivated a little bit more because of the camera, so he served more than normally. So
Normally he doesn't do for me, yeah? Normally he never wear this apron, like this thing, so he never do this.
Let's go! And big moment next for Jackson Irvine.
I might sometimes come across like I'm arrogant.
Vielleicht arrogant bin.
Nein, Dave, Mann! Ich bin im falschen Block, Bro.
Das war wirklich
That was one of the worst times in my career, if not the worst.
Phase meiner Karriere.